Coming up on the Daily O, new details on the tragic murder of a Logan County mother.
And a big announcement coming out of Oklahoma City. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Of the Daily O. I'm Kennedy Coyle.
And I'm Tyler Tripodi. We're glad you're with us. A North Edmond community is reeling following the discovery of one of its members in a trash can. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says the victim is 49-year-old Spring Weems, a single mother and foster parent. Deputies say they discovered Weems's body while responding to a fight between two teenagers at the home. OSBI confirmed one of Weems's adopted sons has been arrested on a first-degree murder complaint and is being held at a juvenile detention center in Canadian County. Investigators say there are no other suspects at this time. Weems' cause of death has not yet been released as the medical examiner's results are still pending.
After growing community opposition, plans for a proposed ICE detention center in Oklahoma City appear to be on hold. Mayor David Holt says the owners of a warehouse have pulled out of talks with the Department of Homeland Security. The mayor shared the update just days after residents packed City Hall and spoke out against the proposal. The proposed facility was located just a mile from schools in the Western Heights School District, an area with a large Hispanic population. Homeland Security had previously outlined plans to convert the warehouse into a detention center capable of holding up to 1,500 people.
An Oklahoma State senator is accusing some of his colleagues of being intoxicated during the final vote of last year's legislative session. Senator Shane Jett says lawmakers were drinking alcohol and returned to the Senate floor inebriated. Senate President pro tempore Lonnie Paxton called the allegations baseless and says Jett has a pattern of attacking colleagues without evidence. Jett says he's being retaliated against for speaking out. These allegations come as the new legislative session begins Monday.
A former Oklahoma teacher is fighting to get her career back after losing her teaching license for protesting state restrictions on books in the classroom. Summer Boismeyer taught high school English for 8 years before Oklahoma passed a law limiting discussions of race, gender, and sexuality. In 2024, the Oklahoma State Board of Education revoked her teaching license. That penalty makes it nearly impossible to teach. Boismeyer has filed a federal lawsuit claiming her free speech and due process rights were violated.
Ice and snow last weekend left many weekend warriors trapped inside, so to help combat any potential boredom this weekend, Aaron Stinson has some events to pencil in on your schedule. What do you got for us, Aaron?
Yeah, Tyler, with all that snow and ice starting to melt, it's finally time to get back out of the house and enjoy the weekend. Starting tonight, the Tulsa Oilers host the Idaho Steelheads at the BOK Center. Puck drop at 7:05. Also tonight, Randall King is live here in Stillwater at Tumbleweed at 9:30. And finally, in OKC, the Insiders, a Tom Petty tribute band, take the stage at the Diamond Ballroom Saturday night at 8. Well, that's all I got for this weekend. Back to you guys.
It was a bit colder this morning here in Stillwater, but what can we expect to stick around? William Manziel is here with our evening forecast. William?
Yeah, Kennedy, I think those winter conditions are going to be sticking around for just a little bit longer. Right now, it's about 32 degrees outside, but those winter winds are going to make it feel more like 24. Those winds are coming in from the southeast at about 9 miles per hour. And as we take a look over campus, we're going to see that the snow has not yet melted, and it might be a little bit till it does. But I'll have more for that for you later. Right now, let's send it back to the desk.
All right, Will. Well, when we return, how OSU is setting new goals for a good cause.
And what some freshman scholars can look out for. The Daily O returns right after this.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl Salsa started many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl Salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
The Oklahoma Special Olympics is right around the corner, and OSU is once again taking part in the Cowboy Country Polar Plunge to raise money. The Special Olympics helps more than 12,000 athletes and unified partners chase their dreams through sports. OSU President Jim Hess says that dreaming big is part of our cowboy code, and that's why we are here. We are wanting to help others achieve their dreams. The goal is to raise $2,500. If you donate at least $75, you'll receive a free t-shirt at the event. You can donate by visiting the Special Olympics Oklahoma website at sook.org. The plunge will take place in February.
OSU's New Horizons Scholars Program is set to welcome record-setting student applications. The program launched last year and already has over 2,000 applicants for its first cohort. In addition to the student applications, the program has gained $15 million from funds from donors. President Hess says that the overwhelming response highlights the critical need for financial support and mentorship opportunities.
After 23 years, one of OSU PD's most recognizable officers is officially calling it a career.
Lieutenant Curtis Burns retired today, and officers, students, and staff came out to celebrate with him. Congratulations, Lieutenant Burns, and thank you for all that you've done.
On Monday, many people will look to Punxsutawney Phil for their spring forecast. But me? Well, I look to our very own Will Manzel in the Weather Center. What can you tell us, Will? Early spring? What do you got?
Well, Tyler, I'm no Punxsutawney Phil, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say that winter's going to be sticking around for just a little bit longer. As we look at our radar, we're going to see the cold weather is going to start moving in tonight. It's not quite going to get all the way into Stillwater just yet, but we're going to see some cold as we move into Saturday. We're going to be seeing, the wind's going to be feeling like about -2 degrees last time I looked. We're going to be seeing those cold temperatures moving all the way through Stillwater once we get to that point throughout the day. And then as we move into Sunday, the temperatures are going to start rising just a little bit, so you'll be seeing those cold winds moving out a little bit more to the west, or to the east rather. Now, some things I think you should be looking out for this week. We're going to be seeing some cold temperatures tomorrow specifically, like I said before, but the temperatures are going to start rising a little bit next week. We're going to get into about the 50s on the high, and our wind speeds are going to stay high. Now, that's all I've got here at the radar. Let's send it back over to the desk.
You know what, Will? I'm going to hold you to that, and I hope Phil proves you wrong.
When we return, potential trouble in Washington. Now averted, we have the details.
And new releases from the Epstein files. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table. And it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going. We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
A last-minute deal in Washington could prevent a prolonged government shutdown as the deadline looms. President Donald Trump and Senate Democrats say they've reached a bipartisan agreement to fund most of the federal government through September. The deal leaves the Department of Homeland Security on a short 2-week extension, while lawmakers negotiate changes to ICE policies. Democrats push for the separation after public outcry over recent deaths involving federal agents in Minneapolis. The Senate is expected to vote on the agreement today, with the House set to take it up when members return Monday without final approval. Funding for several agencies could temporarily lapse just after midnight Saturday.
The Justice Department has resumed releasing files related to Jeffrey Epstein, including thousands of pages, videos, and images. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says the material contains commercial pornography, including images seized from Epstein's devices and some that appear to have been taken by Epstein or those around him. The release came after the department missed a deadline set by the Epstein Files Transparency Act, signed into law by President Donald Trump.
President Donald Trump is moving to shake up the Federal Reserve. Addison Schweinberg has details in our Political Pulse. Addison.
Yeah, guys. Trump has announced plans to nominate Kevin Warsh as the next chair of Central Bank. Trump says he will nominate Warsh to the Federal Board of Governors, positioning him to replace current chair Jerome Powell when his term ends in May. Warsh previously served as a federal governor during the 2008 financial crisis. The announcement comes as Trump has increased pressure on the federal board to cut interest rates, a campaign that has angered some lawmakers and could complicate Warsh's confirmation. Some senators say they will not support the nomination until a Justice Department investigation into Powell is resolved. If confirmed, Warsh would take over the most powerful economic position in the world. Well, that's all for politics. Back to you guys at the desk.
A federal judge has dealt a major blow to prosecutors in the case against Luigi Mangione, ruling he will not face the death penalty. U.S. District Judge Margaret Garnett dismissed 2 federal counts, including the murder charge that could have brought a death sentence, saying the charge was legally flawed. The judge allowed 2 federal stalking counts to move forward, each carrying a possible sentence of life in prison without parole. Mangione is accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a Manhattan hotel in December of 2024. He still faces separate state murder charges in New York, which carry the possibility of life in prison.
Days after a severe winter storm left most of the United States paralyzed by snow and ice, another is set to hit the Southwest.
While Oklahoma looks to be in the clear, 38 million people from North Carolina to Virginia could experience a bomb cyclone. Will Manziel is here with more on what these conditions could mean.
Well, guys, for those who don't know, a bomb cyclone is a storm that intensifies quickly, usually with a pretty steep drop in atmospheric pressure. It's essentially the winter version of a hurricane. The states affected will be seeing blizzard conditions as the storm rolls through. Now, let's go over to the radar and see this bomb cyclone in action. Now, as I said before, you're going to see the cyclone coming through the north, and it's going to start hitting southern Virginia and parts of North and South Carolina. Now, if you happen to be a Daily O viewer from one of these states, you're going to want to make sure to stay warm as we get into tonight, into tomorrow. Now, that's all for this bomb cyclone for now. Let's send it back to the desk.
Well, it's dual night for Cowboy Wrestling. Zach Berger is in the Sports Corner with more on the top 15 matchup right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Zach Berger. Thanks for sticking with us. It is game day for Cowboy Wrestling. 5th-ranked Pokes hosting the 13th-ranked Northern Iowa Panthers for a blackout battle inside GIA. Oklahoma State is looking to stay hot after coming off a dominant, hear this number, 33-3 win over Mizzou on the road. But hey, in recent years, UNI has been a tough battle for the Cowboys, winning 2 of the last 5. Pokes will be rocking their blackout singlets and will continue to lean on their dominating freshman class. First match is set for 7 p.m. Now, hey, Cowboy tennis hit the road up north to take on Princeton. That match against the Tigers started a little over an hour ago, and so let's look at our live update. As of right now, Pokes with a 1-0 lead. Looks like they took that doubles point, handled business on court 2, won an overtime battle 7-6 on court 1. Now we're moving over to the singles area. Bazille currently losing, but hey, early in that singles match, so we'll see what happens there. Now, hey, moving over to the track, Cowboy and Cowgirl track and field are on the road today for one of the biggest indoor weekends of the season. Both teams are sending groups to compete at the Razorback Invitational at Arkansas and the Delos Dodds Invitational at Kansas State. Field and multi-event athletes are up in Manhattan, and hey, that includes sophomore Pavana Nagaraja, who will, fun fact, be competing in the Women's World Athletics bronze for long jump. Then the group heading east is highlighted by the women's distance medley relay, who are looking to qualify for the NCAA Indoor Championships. The Pokes are currently underway and will continue to compete in events throughout the rest of the weekend. And hey, speaking of the weekend, on the track won't be the only place where orange and black is being repped. To break down all things OSU athletics over these next couple of days is our very own Gabriel Moras. What's it looking like, Gabe?
Yeah, Zach, as you can see, it's going to be an action-packed weekend for OSU sports. Going to be an exciting one, and we're going to start things off without further ado with, like you mentioned, track and field as they are on the move. The Razorback Invitational will be streamed live on SEC Network Plus starting at 5:30 p.m. today and tomorrow morning at 11. Now, transitioning things onto the hardwood floor, Oklahoma State men's basketball team is heading west for a Big 12 matchup against Utah in Salt Lake City. Road wins have been tough to come by for OSU. They're still searching for that first true road victory of the season after that late collapse at TCU earlier this month. But if there's something you can take away from this OSU team, is expect the unexpected. Tip-off is set for Saturday at 5 p.m. Now moving on to Sunday, we're going to start the day off with Cowboy tennis. The Cowboys will take on the Yale Bulldogs. The men's tennis team is currently on the rise, so they will look to continuously prove their worth as they start their early season strong. Action is set for Sunday morning at 9 a.m. in New Haven, Connecticut. Now later in the day, we're going to have an action-packed arena as the Cowboys hit the mat in wrestling. The Cowboys are set for a huge Big 12 matchup as number 5 Oklahoma State hosts number 3 Iowa State in Stillwater at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So this one's likely going to be that heavyweight clash in the conference standings that you don't want to miss. And just shortly after that, Oklahoma State women's basketball team is hitting the road. OSU enters the matchup with a strong 17-5 record on the season and a chance to keep building momentum in that Big 12 play. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. Well, that's all we have for you from the Weekend Sports Preview. I'm Gabriel Mauraz. Thank you, Zach. Back to you guys at the studio.
All right, Gabe. Well, hey, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. Things are looking up for one deep sea species. Kennedy and Tyler have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
About fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
YouTubers' content is hitting the big screen. Chance Annis has it in your A-List update. Chance?
That is absolutely right, Tyler. Mark Fishbach, better known as Markiplier, is making his directorial debut on the silver screen with the new horror movie Iron Lung. It's based off of the video game of the same name made by David Szymanski in 2022, taking place in a far, far future where all the stars and planets vanished in an event called the Quiet Rapture. A prisoner is sent on a dangerous, potentially one-way expedition to explore a newly discovered blood ocean on a desolate moon. Now, it's important to know that Markiplier directed, wrote, fully funded, and stars as the main character, which you can check out in a theater near you today. That's all I have for the A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Chance. There's some encouraging news for one of the world's most endangered whale species, spotted in New England. Researchers spotted a record number of North Atlantic right whales during a single aerial survey over Cape Cod this past weekend. The Center for Coastal Studies says observers counted 33 right whales in one flight, the most ever seen in a single day this time of year. Among them, a 45-year-old male whale not documented in more than a decade. With an estimated population of just 384 whales worldwide, each sighting is significant. Scientists say these early year sightings are offering a rare moment of hope.
That's great news. And as always, it's time for our National Day Spotlight. And today, it's time to celebrate a flaky, buttery pastry loved all around the world. It's National Croissant Day. Croissants originated in Austria, but became iconic in France, where bakers perfected the light, layered dough we know today. From classic butter and chocolate-filled to almond or savory ham and cheese varieties, there's a croissant for every taste. Bakers across the country are marking the occasion with special flavors and even croissant-making demonstrations. So whether you like them for breakfast, brunch, or a sweet treat, today is the perfect day to indulge.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where William Menzel has our 7-day forecast. William.
Well, guys, if you're hoping to indulge in a croissant this weekend, you may have to wait because it's going to end up cold. Now, today we were looking at our temperatures about the 20s or 30s, but as we get into tomorrow, we're going to get into that lower temperatures I was talking about where the winds are going to make it feel like we're in the negatives. Now, as we move into Sunday, we're going to see that temperature start rising again with a high of 48 as the sun comes back out. And by Monday, we're going to see an even higher jump up to 58 on the high. And by Tuesday, Wednesday, the clouds are going to come out, but the highs are going to stay pretty similar. And by Thursday, we're going to see a high of 55 as the sun makes its way back into the sky.
Well, Will, as always, I am glad to see your 7-day forecast and glad to be back in the studio with you guys. But I want to real quick talk about one of your fellow weather people. Normally she's in the Weather Center giving a special Beaver County shout out, but we're going to give a special Macy Strain shout out to our very own Macy Strain, whose birthday is today. So, happy birthday, Macy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And guys, I think for her birthday, we need to give Macy a nickname. I just feel like that's a way you know you've made it up here. So, Zach, I'm going to let you start. What do you got? What are we working with?
I can't take credit for it.
Okay.
I'll be the voice transpiring it. Our own politics anchor, Addison, said Mace the Ace.
Mace the Ace.
Okay.
All right, Will, what do you got for me?
Oh, Mace Car.
Mace Car.
Like a race
All right, that's one. Kennedy, you got anything for me?
Mace the Master.
Mace the Master.
That's
all right.
way better.
Macy informed me that normally people just go Macy Lou, which is her middle name. Yeah. So, based on the fact that all of these aren't that great, except Mace the Ace, I kind of like Mace the Ace.
We'll rock with
the rest of them are a little rough. Viewers, if you've got a nickname idea for Macy, why don't you go ahead, send us a message on our Instagram at the Daily O Collegian and let us know what Macy's nickname it should be, and maybe we'll debut it next week on the show. Who knows? But for right now, I mean.
Yep. Well, that's a look at today's headlines. Thanks for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O next week where you might see Macy's new nickname, and be sure to watch in for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Tyler Tripodi.
And I'm Kennedy Coyle. Have a great night, everyone.
East of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We take have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day as early as 7:30 in the morning. Policy states you do not have to pick up your pet up